What's going on, everyone? Today I got Hot Toys 6 scale Spider Punk and Miles Morales. Just give you a look at the boxes. So this one's just a sleeve, but the box is basically simple. Some art on it. Back. Top's just Spider-Verse. Same thing. This one's the same thing, so. Alright, let me get them out. Alright, so Miles first. You get a pair of shoes. These are just rubbery and they slip right over the foot. I'm not going to put them on completely, but they kind of just slip on. I'll put them on once I put the clothing on. That way you can see what they look like. So, a pair of shoes, a pair of hands without the suit. Only one pair in this one. A pair of web slinging hands. A pair of wall crawling hands. That's what I'll call those. Then, I don't know what you want to call that. I guess these are slightly different. But a set of those hands. Then web slinging hands, or to hold the webs. So a pair of those. For the eyes, you get these on the figure. This magnet. They are magnetic. So while these pop right off, I guess you gotta get them in the right spot. The other ones just go right back on. These are large. Like I said, you kinda, I feel like these are too large. I don't know. Is this for this? This is weird. They don't seem to fit. There we go, I guess. There we go. These are really large eyes. There we go. So you get those. Just pop them off with the magnet. A set of these. And then that doesn't really come off with that one. And then a set of smaller eyes. There you go. So 4 sets of eyes. Kind of like those really large ones. All right. So those are the eyes. You get the Day Pass Spider. What is it called? I know it's the Day Pass. When Peter says, "Oh, they have those for adults. Thought those were kids," or something like that. But anyway, so you get that. This is to move around the eyes. So this is the unmasked head, and that one that I had is the only head that comes with it. So you get 2 heads. There is a deluxe version where you get the head with the half mask. I guess I didn't get that one. I gotta look again. I thought I got the deluxe, but I gotta confirm that. So this is the unmasked head, and you can move the eyes around. with this tool. Maybe. Not that easy, I guess. Yeah, you can see the eye moving around. Alright, so the eyes move on it. You got extra pegs. Let's see what is on it. I'm assuming these are just the black ones, yeah. Oh, that's interesting because of the suit. I don't know if I'd change that and put the regular pegs in. And then a pair of fists. Hands come on the figure. You get a comic book that does actually have some pages. You get spider sense. Wouldn't be a video if I didn't drop something. So spider sense. And then you get a spot, a hand, and a foot. And these are magnetic. I don't know where I would stick these. I'll have to look at the cardboard insert if it has some places for those. Then you get this to put it on the neck so you could make it look like he isn't wearing a suit or have the suit underneath his clothing. For clothing, you get a pair of pants and then this Brooklyn shirt with the white shirt underneath. You also get his, a lot of layers here. So you get, there you go, I don't know, puffy jacket that he was wearing, this jacket or vest, and then this sweater, or just a long sleeve hoodie thing. And then, oh, there you go. So these are the magnets for the spot. So you could probably put them on the outside of the cardboard. So this is the cardboard insert. Let me just move these around and move you back here. I'm not a fan of the cardboard inserts that they give you with the figures. So put that on back there, and then there you go. So you have a foot and a hand reaching out from the cardboard, and then the stand. They kind of gave you a portal with the stand. I mean, this does come out of this piece of plastic on it, but I don't think I'm going to be using this. And as cool as it is, it just doesn't sit right. Like I said, I was never a fan of these inserts, but this is supposed to go like that. I'll move it in a minute, 1 second, so you get an idea. But as you can see, it doesn't really stay folded around the base. I wish it did, but I don't know if I want to put tack or anything like that, but it's supposed to be like that, but it doesn't stay. These constantly fall over anyway, so I'll just be using a stand on the shelf. Alright, so that's Miles. Oh, and then webs. I have so many of these webs from all the Hot Toy Spider-Mans. I'm just gonna put this back in the container box, but these are webs that you get. Articulation. So head movement, pretty good. You can have them falling through a portal. Ab crunch. So that's the chest, and then you got a little bit more crunch. And then going back, pretty good. Shoulder go up. Goodbye. Yep, there you go. Double joint in the elbow. I don't think there is no butterfly. Kind of feels like a little bit, but I don't know. Like, I don't think he's going to be reaching over more than that. Got nice ratchet joint in the hip. He's not going to do a complete split. Knee doesn't quite kick his own butt. And then ankle. So you have then a toe hinge, a little bit. And then a swivel, a little bit of swivel, or pivot, whatever you want to call that, I don't know. And then let's see, can you get into like a classic Spidey pose? I don't have the web sling on hand, but you get the idea. So you get into a good pose. Pretty good crunch there. All right. Let's see what it's like to dress him. Velcro on the pants there. I'm gonna try to do it without pausing it, but I may pause it a time or two. So you're not sitting here watching me dress a doll. So they slip on pretty easily. Then, like I said, the shoes. A little bit of force, not a lot, but they slip right on. Then you just got to mess with the pants so you can get them over to high tops. These essentially look like the same sneakers that came with the first Miles. I'll mess around with that in a minute. All right, let me get the other one on. Like I said, I'm going to pause it in between. All right, so the pants, it does fit over the shoe. I don't know how he wore it in the movies. Some people put it over, some people tuck it in like that. No idea how it was in the movies. I'd have to look. But getting it like this is kind of annoying. And then probably the first bend and stuff. Not too bad. Actually, it didn't move off. I was afraid that as soon as I bend it, it's going to come undone. So here's the bowl joint for the head. Let's see if I can get his shirt on. Again, I may pause it here for a moment. Yeah, let me pause it. I mean, it does slide on. You can see that it's sliding on, but you know, you sit here and watch me do it. So there it is with the shirt on. Probably could just be straightened out a little bit. Then with the ungloved hands, like I said, this just slides over the neck. Let's see, this way it looks like. Then tuck it in to the shirt. No, I think this would go up front. Yeah. I don't know how this one goes. Kind of does seem like that should go in the back. You could probably tuck it under. Not the easiest thing to do. Alright, there we go. That works. Then pop the head on. And then you have Miles in clothing instead of his suit. It works. I like it. Oh, sorry. I was trying to move it a little bit. I really got to get a better setup. I don't know how dizzy you all get watching this sometimes. This is a lot of layers. I don't know if they'll all fit on at the same time. I don't know if this is stuck. I'll try to get that on off camera. There's a lot of layers. So, alright. Let me see what this looks like. So, unfortunately the pockets aren't opened. Kind of wish they were. You can see like a small opening, but so you can't make it look like you have to kind of fudge it to make it look like he's walking with his hands in his pockets. Clothing on these figures, you just have to really mess around with it. The other problem with Miles is his hair is so high, and because of the hard plastic, it doesn't, you know, his hood doesn't, dog hair, you can never get his hood to sit correctly. So it kind of looks corny with it up. But this jacket's really puffy. And I don't remember the blue vest thing, but I did have to take this off. These definitely don't go together. So the clothes, you definitely have to mess around with everything to make it look good. Just throwing it on right now. I don't know, he looks weird with it, but I think messing around with it should be all right. Then let's see, I can get the hands on too. There you go. I'm not sure how I'll keep them on the shelf for a while. Freaking dog hair all over everything. I have a pug and he constantly sheds. getting him to stand is little. There you go. So, all right. So let me move things aside and I'll show you some size comparisons. First up, you have Miles from across the across the Spider-Verse and then into the Spider-Verse. Again, I had him posed, so he kind of looks a little raggedy with his clothing at the moment, but I had him posed differently for some photography. Like I said, same shoes. They're not that easy to stand. So there he is next to between the two movies. Then you have Gwen. She's small in this one. This is Into as well. I don't know when they're going to come out with the Gwen from Across the Spider-Verse. They did announce a bit, but I'd never seen it go up. At least I didn't see it go up. So they work in this, but not, you know, she's much shorter. Now, then you have Hobie. Give you a better look. And then Miguel. Alright, there you go. Pretty cool. I like them. And then, so hold on one second. Some more size comparisons. I don't feel like moving all these guys, so there he is next to Venom. Here he is next to, this is the So-So Toys Night Out Spider-Man. And then you have the Spider-Man from the Doctor Strange movie. I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank on what Spider-Man that is. And here he is next to Doctor Strange. So, that's it. Just realized, hopefully that wasn't too muffled. I realized I was holding the phone. I record everything on my phone, and I was holding it over the speaker. But anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Hope it was helpful to decide if you wanted to get one or not. And then be on the lookout for more. I'm gonna do Spider-Punk. I'll have that posted probably Friday. And then Miles Prowler is supposed to be in next week. And I have a lot of figures I'm gonna do some reviews on. Get caught up. All right, thanks for watching. Have a good one. Catch you on the next video.